Is it
Good
working?
afternoon, and welcome to the Roxy Files with Children of the Most High and Waking God's Child. Hey, everybody. Hey, Big E. Hello, Shannon. Oh,
Hello,
there she is, Governor.
Shannon. Shannon, how are you?
I'm doing well, and how about you, ladies?
Ooh, listen to that voice. We're doing good.
Doing
Doing
good.
good.
Your mic sounds low,
It does?
or
Hmm.
maybe it's just
Sounds
my
good
headphones.
good on this side, but
Okay, might be my headphones. They no telling. Hey, Cash. What is the topic of today? We're back.
we are back.
I'm
We
still
Yeah.
are back
here.
from sunny California. It's got a lot of things. Sun is one of it. Altitude
Mm.
is another.
OMG. That altitude. And that's the funny thing. I guess we weren't really that high in altitude, so there's something else going on in sunny California, I would say. Because we thought we
Yeah,
were.
our trip over was fantastic, and Shannon picked us up at the airport in a full costume and crown with a big shiny sign, which is behind me back there, by the
Love
way.
it.
And
It's got a
we
glitter
went up to the
jacket on.
cabin.
A glitter
Yeah,
jacket and
full length
tiara.
gold sequin jacket at the airport.
You're the best,
Gotta come
Shannon.
in sparkles.
It was awesome. It
And
was awesome.
somebody had demanded that I come with a sign, so I sure did. I came with a sign that
Welcome back from
sparkled.
prison.
Welcome back
Welcome.
from prison or the mental asylum. Hey, Diana.
That's
We
I decided to go a little bit more. Hi, welcome. But
I loved it. I was just like Roxy and I are walking out of the baggage claim. Roxy goes, "Oh my gosh, she's wearing a sequin jacket," and I'm like, "Where?" And
by
a
the
tiara.
way,
nobody else was being picked
Dancing.
up in that kind of style at the airport the other day. Just
By
saying.
the
It
way,
was
I did want to do a live, but I was expressly told no live, so I do apologize for that, but I was
awesome.
trying.
Listen, we had rode a long way and been through a lot of stops. I did not want to be on no camera when I got off that airplane because I needed a Mountain Dew, a Marlboro, and a Puff Puff Pass. I did not have the look on my face that I wanted to talk to anybody at that moment.
I just wanted
And
to hug y'all's necks. I was so, to know each other, online and through, telephone conversations to see in person. It was amazing. It was so amazing. I had the best
So, did
time.
we disappoint or we who we say we were?
Yeah, you disappoint. No, just kidding. You guys were, yeah, I was pretty disappointed. I'm just totally kidding. We had such a good time. We really did. And it was time that really, I think we all need to take away from the chaos and even, what we're doing. Sometimes you got to step away and regroup and catch yourselves and then honestly appreciate the little moments. So I really enjoyed that. Would have loved to have done a live also, but I was kind of caught up in a moment that mattered a lot to spend time in person with people that are just as amazing as I thought they would be, and they sure as heck are. So, yep,
And we
don't
had
let that go to
zero
your head,
service.
ladies. It was fun
Yeah,
though. We had fun.
where we stayed at the cabin, we had zero service. Like if you took a picture and wanted to post it, if you got up on the outside deck and kind of leaned over, you might get enough service. And all of a
Raise one
sudden,
leg and the left arm
yeah,
and
like
twiddle your
60
fingers.
messages come through, and it's like ding, 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 and then when you lean back in, you can't answer anything. Service is gone. It's
We
plus
crazy.
just put it down
plus
and
the
said, you know what?
cabin plus the cabin was built for midgets. I'm pretty convinced.
And that
Yeah,
we're
I'm an
short, but yeah,
Amazon,
it
so
was built for midgets.
I'm
And
an
yeah,
Amazon.
like Roxy and I are tiny people. I didn't even try to do. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, no.
you squat in the shower, like literally like a squaw. I was squatting like a squaw to shower and wash my hair. I'm like, well, this is interesting. But,
They had took a clawfoot tub and it had a shower head on it at regular height, but what they didn't compensate for was the
the
6
closet.
inches off the floor that the clawfoot tub was gonna make you when you stood up inside of it. So the shower head hit you in the chin. In order
And
to
I'm
get under the
already
water,
tall.
you literally had to squat to get up under the water.
Yeah, it was good time. It was awesome. I don't care. I
Oh,
don't care at
and
all.
the
It was
creek behind us
totally
was
worth it.
amazing. It was nice to sit there and hear that waterfall behind us.
Yeah, right beside us. It was crazy. Like we had water flowing the whole time, and that is soothing, super soothing. So we're in a storm right now. I hope you guys can't hear that too loudly with the thunder and lightning and rain. Is it not? Hopefully, it's not.
Can't
Oh,
hear
okay.
anything.
Good deal,
We
because my electricity
have
went out right
rain.
before. So yeah. Well, this little squirrel would not have made it in this storm that just hit. Let me tell you, I got a squirrel in here, by the way, but yeah, I was thinking like this little guy wouldn't have made it. It's a really big storm. It hasn't stopped. It's been like this for like an hour now. So,
It is beautiful here today, and
is it?
I'm hoping I'm back on a normal time schedule over here with the sunshine and the sleep. I regrounded when I got here, so hopefully I'll be
Well,
back on the right
I
schedule
haven't got
tonight.
on that schedule. I'm still
So
struggling with the schedule.
now that you have been to California, specifically Roxy, because I know that Lisa, you've been out here. I just kind of wanted to have your honest opinion for our audience on your whole idea, well, your opinion on how just everything is, your thoughts and feelings on
Oh, you want
California.
my bluntness about the
I'm
situation now that I've had
just,
time to process it?
yes, the good, the bad,
Okay,
the
Shannon, here you
ugly.
go. I've
Spill
thought
it.
about this because I figured this question was coming.
I knew you knew. I was going
Right
to ask
now,
this.
right now, you should stand up, go in your bedroom and get a suitcase and start packing your crap and get out of that godforsaken state.
You think I haven't tried all my life?
Everything
You
over there
know?
is priced triple of what it is anywhere else. It takes 2 hours to get somewhere. I don't care if you're going to the 7-Eleven, and there's just too many people. I love being there with you and seeing the sights we saw. It was things we never seen before. But as far as living there permanently, no. I think I
Well,
would.
it wasn't so much a question of like, would you ever come out and live here? Trust me, I know that would. I already understand that question, but it's just like coming out here all your life. You've been on that side of this nation, of this nation,
Mhm.
and coming out here with all the things that you've been told all your life, all the ideas you've had, and then coming out, and again, this is just one little area of Southern California, but I'm curious because see, this is the thing, is a lot everywhere in the nation has such a bold opinion of
Well, I
the place
think
that I
California
live.
is different depending on where you go. It's different. You live in a beautiful area, 5 miles, 4 miles from my aunt and uncle,
Every
which was weird.
everything is so different almost like everywhere you go, but
Yeah.
I would like to see what you grew up with, what your ideas were, and what you actually
Overstimulated.
experienced.
That's what I felt like was
Roxy's
over.
already anti-city for sure. Yeah. I,
Well,
I
it's
actually
just.
like your area.
Oh yeah,
I
Shannon
just
lives in a
I
beautiful
wouldn't
area.
live
The
there.
whole place is beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Nothing against it.
You're sitting on the beach and you can see the mountains in the distance. I
Hmm.
mean that is phenomenal. And
Right.
there's about any kind of restaurant or event or entertainment you'd want to go do within driving range. But it's just coming. I come from a small town, USA, front of a Hallmark card, because they use it to film Hallmark movies here.
Beautiful there
To
too.
a 10-lane freeway at 92 miles an hour, and there's homeless tents on the side of the road going to the airport. That is just like mind boggling to me. And
Hmm.
I truly, Shannon, don't understand how y'all even function with the prices out there. Guys, where I live in South Carolina, a pack of cigarettes is $10. They $30 in California. A
Well,
20-ounce Mountain Dew here is $2. It's
grow,
$6.60 in California.
growing up
Everything
here,
is
you don't know any
triple the price.
growing up here, you don't know any different. That's the thing, is it's always been
Right, that's normal to you. It's shocking to me, and it's
although
what
It
taxes
was
y'all pay.
shocking to me
although
too.
what I'm although as you saw the shock on my face, knowing that I have been on that level my whole life, knowing that we are like so much more expensive than anyone else. Now it's like when there has been an uptick on more more overpricing us here in California. There's like a serious hardcore attack on this state. And as somebody who has
Chemtrails are there.
lived here and grown up my entire life and has seen the explosion of everything, and it was always a big kind of place to begin with, but what has been done, and the reputation and everything that goes on here with California breaks my heart. It literally breaks my heart. As somebody who is a natural born Californian, I have seen this place go to hell, and it breaks my heart. It is like a literal attack on the state. And I swear to you people, I'm sorry if I'm saying that, but
It's everywhere. It is
the,
everywhere now.
the amount of people that have exploded in crazy, okay, is not like it's always just been that saturated. Sure, there's always been areas, but I feel like now this, like, not only are we just absolutely hated throughout this nation, like, it just breaks my heart because I feel like we have been systematically attacked and brought down and broken on purpose.
I don't think I mean, honestly, when I lived in California in the 90s, it was bad then. To me, when we were there, I thought it was great compared to what I remember it as. I mean, it wasn't as congested as Houston's. What will knock your socks off?
Oh
That
God, and take you to
great
LA.
there to me anyway. But I mean, I think it's everywhere right now if you think about it. Every place that used to be something great is kind of, but look at how when you take God out of the nation and you take it out of your schools and you take it out of everything, I mean, what more would we expect than to see everything go completely on a downhill scale slide?
The
slide.
one real gift I will say growing up here is because the one real gift is there's been a little bit of everybody. I've had the
Yeah.
opportunity to meet and understand and see the gambit of all the beautiful kinds of people out in the world, all in this little area. And I am very grateful for that. Sure,
Very
there's a lot
diverse.
of ugly, but I feel like in a way it has prepared my heart to be more understanding and loving towards so many others because
Yeah.
of what
That's what
I've grown
Houston's
up with all my
done. Yeah, Houston's done the same thing. Houston is one of the most diverse cities and transient cities at that in the U.S. And it didn't used to be like that, but I mean, I guess I'm grateful for it too because you got to count your blessings in the storm, and that is true. Taking the good with the bad, it's preparedness, and that has helped prepare, for times like this and the things that we'd see, and to learn to be more patient, loving, and kind, and accepting, and non-judgmental, which is something that we all battle. But I think we're seeing
life.
these changes all over the world. So, in
But
retrospect, Shannon, I loved your town. I thought it was beautiful. I think Roxy and I both had a great time. We're just country girls, is all.
no, and this isn't like me being upset about anybody's opinion
Yeah.
on it. This is just
No, I
like
know.
how I feel growing up
How you
here.
feel,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's so disheartening because there's so much of a stigma on this place because of Hollywood, or these
Yeah.
really big cities that you don't see the heart of the people. And it's sad because you go to certain areas, and Roxy will tell you guys, there was a moment where I just could not help myself, and I was just like, did I mention the entitlement issue out here in California?
A
Oh,
moment.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's everywhere too. It's Houston is better.
But I
Houston
made
is
sure to
worse.
say it super loud so the people in front of me could hear,
She let them know.
and it was like, my Lord.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I
know,
loved driving there compared to Houston. I mean, I have a CDL. And I drive, obviously, as an investigator. I'm chasing subjects down the highway at 100 miles an hour sometimes. And I'm like, yours was mild compared to Houston drivers. They are Girl, I mean, they're bad over here at the driving part. But the entitlement, yeah, that's in Houston too. It is everywhere. But I loved how she spoke up. She's like, So I mentioned that there's a little entitlement problem going around. I thought that was funny as crap. They just kind of kept their noses up and kept on walking. So it's okay. It's all good now, right?
Nobody went to jail, everybody. We did not need bail money. It
Not
was
this time. I'm just kidding.
no. And it's beautiful. I mean, everything about it was beautiful. I enjoyed all the
Mm,
stuff we did. And we got to see multiple
breathing.
different towns. And like each little town or center, so to speak, was different. They were diverse. They were built different. The houses looked different. Like the sunsets
Yeah.
were beautiful. But for somebody that comes from a Hallmark town, it was just like absolute overstimulation from the moment I landed, y'all. Because when our airplane landed and Shannon picked us up, right across the street, dude man was setting the toilet paper warehouse on fire.
Literally, and then we're driving out. That's when we flew in. Then we flew out, and they're setting the mall on fire. We're like,
Yeah,
we're
which
leaving just in time.
you know what's weird is I look, I've noticed that they've put a whole lot of focus on the fires of all these warehouses, and of course, it did surely start in Ontario the day you guys arrived.
In
But
New
it's like
York.
the mall was arsoned and it was shut. It's still shut down. There were several stores
Right.
arsoned. And I mean, this mall is massive, you guys. It's a massive mall. And it all started in the True Religion store. But this is what I was
That's
saying
the
earlier
corners.
about the 2015 incident, where they do not want to or will not allow you to call it what it is
Yeah.
because of California's PC thing. We gotta be on that side. But
People are
I'm
going to jail
telling
for saying
you,
stuff, right?
these were obvious T attacks, and I'm gonna say it. And that's what they're suppressing out here. I don't know about all the other places, how open they are of saying what particular kind of attack this is, and whether this is a scripted T attack. I'm not saying, because we all know
Yeah.
probably what my opinion is on that, but that is what it is. And out here, it is suppressed hardcore, because heaven forbid you start saying that, and their agenda of pushing a specific type of leftist type of demeanor here will kind of all crumble. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Can't let that happen, because let me tell you, in 2015, when that incident happened, when I went to the memorial service that what was it, Anderson Cooper was at, to do his little report, it was all about how peaceful and misunderstood and everything the situation was and the people behind it, and focused solely on that instead of the memorial of those we lost. I lost a few friends that day, and I was there to mourn them, not to listen to that. And then all of a sudden, you can't talk about it. So let's just be real. This is what's happening. We're starting to see the fruits of what's happening after the 40-day mourning period, and it's going to pop up more. But let's not cover up what it is.
Yeah, exactly. We know what's going on. I mean, it's been
Soapbox.
written.
Sorry about that.
No, get it, girl. I'm scratching spicy here. I'm dry.
Oh yeah. Are you guys still spicy? They're spicy. I love it. I've never heard it like that. Yeah, they got
Just
some
the,
cute
deep color
tattoos.
spots.
Yes. So
Like their
Roxy
heads.
and I,
My head and your head, Shannon, is a little tender.
see, Roxy and I got matching tattoos, but they are slightly different. Where she got hers all filled in with color, and mine's more like a colored outline of the same thing. So mine is not nearly as spicy as
Mine's a little tender
Jesus.
this morning.
Lisa got a beautiful outline tattooed
I
as
got
well.
the Lion of Judah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. I don't. Wow, my arm doesn't turn that way. I mean, let me hold on. Just I'm double jointed, but yeah, Lion of Judah. That's what I went with. And no, I'm not Judah. It's totally different. It's representation of our Lord.
So there is good and bad in all of it, and wherever you go and everything. I just kind of wanted to see how you felt about just
I thought it was cleaned up and
It's
better than it used to
it's
be.
extremely
to
expensive, overtaxed,
The taxes, yeah.
underfunded,
Yeah.
and the system they have doesn't work well. They don't have school buses, y'all.
No, we don't have.
They don't have
That's
school
just
buses.
bizarre
over
to
here.
me.
That blows my mind.
Some counties might, but ours doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Because we
can't even
stand for the
imagine.
ghetto county, right? Like,
That's
Well,
crazy.
I mean, maybe it's because people wouldn't utilize the bus, just depending on location, of course.
oh,
but
that, no,
anywhere,
no, trust me.
let's
I've
get
been
something,
to
but
city hall meetings about this, and
that's right.
several
Well,
of
yeah.
us were like, "Where are the buses?" Like, especially
Well,
for people
Hollywood
who
wouldn't
are
put papers on the
disabled.
bus. So
Well, here's the thing too, it doesn't matter. And look, this was a huge deal, especially when my kids were little and was going through all of the brand new journey of being a disabled person. Like, no sympathy whatsoever. They don't care. Your kid has to be here on time, all this stuff. It's up to you. We won't offer buses because we just can't afford it. But then you go to the town hall meeting and find out that they are like millions of dollars over budget, and somehow they cannot afford school buses.
that's
First off,
crazy.
Shannon, your state must not do math real good. So y'all might want to look into some of the math teachers y'all got if they taught them people y'all got in office. Because somebody ain't mathing some math over there. Because
Well,
they's a
somebody's
whole
hoarding.
lot of people and y'all pay a whole lot of taxes.
Somebody's
Somebody definitely
hoarding. This is one of the most literal, like, wealthy states. There's so much money that comes through this state. Where does it go? It's in the powers that be hands, because
it
it's
goes to
definitely
the
not in ours. When we're working several jobs, that there are people here in Southern California that have 2 jobs and are still homeless.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
unacceptable. And then you have Newsom coming out saying, "Oh, we ought to do something about the homeless. How about you return the money that belongs to us, the people?"
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a crook. But you know what? He's no different than any other politician. Running every portion of this
Exactly.
puppeteering, but he's
Powers that
puppeteering as
be.
well.
Powers
It's
that
crazy.
be.
I
Yeah.
went because I had never had the opportunity to do this before. I went to the local Puff Puff Pass store, to purchase some Puff Puff Pass. And as I did, I saw the price on the shelf. When it rung up, there was an additional almost 30% in fees and taxes on it. That is crazy. Like,
And again, this is new that it is that intense. As you saw the look on my face and my argument with said person over the counter, this is like, wait, excuse me? You just said how much it was? What the?
and just a side note, because this is another thing that blew my mind when we got over there, folks. For anybody who's not in a legal state, they DoorDash it. That blowed my mind. They DoorDash it.
You know what? To be honest, I kind of think it's cheaper to do it that way. I'm turning my camera on for a second. Let me tell you, because you got deals and they're all kinds of whatever. And it encourages you to tip them. But, going into an establishment is a lot more expensive, if you ask me. But yes, that's the way they even prefer it. I don't know if in a lot of towns around here that try to be quiet about it, they're like, we're not like promoting it, but here, you just go. You can,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And so that is a plus. But as you see, they're reaming us for being a legal state right now, and you know, for people like me who have literally had their medical since the medical could be given, you know, who almost died from being on pills from the pharmaceuticals, and knowing that's like the only thing I really have, I fought really hard to be out in the open about it and honest and like, look, this is how it is. I was honest with my children about it. I've been honest with everyone in my family. I'm honest with the world. This is the only medication I have. And now on top of here's $12 for a carton of eggs. Now here's the only thing you can really do. Let's upcharge you, like almost it was like double the price just from the tax. And this again is a new tax because it was not that intense before. So, they want a mass exodus out here because they want to fill it with other stuff. And the people who were born and raised here, we don't deserve that. We don't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I know.
I was watching
I'd say
a
yes. Yeah, for
uh
sure.
the Baldwin brother, Stephen Baldwin.
Stephen Baldwin, yeah.
I caught one of his little things earlier, and he was talking about, and they were giving the statistics of how many jobs in Hollywood have been lost due to AI and people not buying film tickets anymore because they don't trust Hollywood. Like Hollywood itself is down like 40%.
Hmm.
Dark.
I'm battling that right now. I'm going to the town meeting on the 28th, but what people aren't looking at the big picture. They've already exceeded the human mind capacity. I mean, AI has. We already
They
know
are,
it's taken over. So,
what they're doing with Hollywood right now is on purpose. They are about
yeah,
to destroy a big part of this whole area. They wouldn't purposely allow this stuff to come out if they didn't already plan the downfall to begin with. And
all
this
of
is
them. I'm
just
going to
one
say
way
that.
for us to demand it. And okay, so you demand that, and so
Yeah.
we'll just give you AI entertainment and we'll take down the beast, which isn't even the head of the beast. It's just the puppet of the beast. It's just the propaganda part of the beast. But that's how it is, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
with
It
the way
is everywhere,
AI
though.
is.
They've been doing this. So for years, I mean, really, I mean, again, you know me, I do a lot of documentaries on the Illuminati card game. And, to me, it's a no brainer. The math is very easy to do, and there's no coincidence in any of those. It's pre planned. But I
Think,
mean, California's in there. All these cities are in there. This
think
is nothing
Escape
new
from
under the sun.
LA. Think of the movie Escape from LA and also the Escape from New
I mean, the
York.
truth in the
Right?
movies is so there. Yes, ma'am. You're right. That's a good example right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, remember a while back I brought up the movie Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you
It's
saying
got
that to me.
Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum in it from 2024.
Yep.
Um, you know what the spaceship's name is in that movie, right? Artemis, where
Artemis,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the moon,
they're faking a moon trip with a ship named Artemis.
and they're doing what now? Yeah, there's no coincidence in anything anymore. I mean, it's all pre-planned. It is, you know me. I think it's been a one world government for much longer than anyone realizes, and that's just an opinion. But I mean, just look around. It's pretty obvious that you wouldn't have a World Economic Forum and health forum with all these countries working together ever if they weren't already in cahoots together, and many other examples of that as well. But I won't go into that right now because that would take a
Another
long
thing
time.
I learned this morning that the Gifted and Talented Education Program was not limited to the United States of America.
Nope, it was not.
Several
That
other
is true.
countries,
Of course.
if you'll go look at their TikTok, go look up like Australian Gate or, other countries
Mhm.
and put Gate behind it, you'll find the same amount of people over there that are now realizing they were in the Gate program and they've woke up.
Yep, because this
Mhm.
is it. The what is it? The Black Awakening program is worldwide because the end is going to be worldwide.
Because it's a worldwide government. That is why.
Worldwide government.
You
You
betcha.
know, so interesting, not to kind of bring it back a little bit to this warehouse fire, but the one that started in Ontario, the prime, I mean, it wasn't like that was all that was in the warehouse, but the prime main thing that they provided in that warehouse was toilet paper. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out as a signal, as a red flag signal.
Signal. Ooh.
Signal,
remember,
signal.
remember the toilet paper incidents from before. Just
Hint,
think about
hint. Yeah. All right, this little guy is trying to
it.
get away.
So keep an eye, an ear, and all that out. Your feelers. Just saying.
Keep your feelers feeling. That's what she tries. Sorry, he's
Because
Keep that
a
man
state
Shannon.
program, kids, we have these abilities. Let's go. Gotta
She
know.
ain't lying either. That's the truth. There was something else I was going to bring up, Shannon. When we talk about those Kimberly trails up in yonder, that we all seemingly have.
Oh yeah.
What I noticed there is that they pick certain areas. I know this kind of went back to that same California topic, but I could see the areas that they were focusing on with those trailings. And it seemed like, I mean, the biggest portion wanted to be over. Of course, it's always going to be that way over the mainstream population there, but LA seemed to have, when we're flying out, Roxy, as we were taking off, you could see the areas where they were heavily laying it on there. And it's just like that here in Houston as well. It's just like right in your face
Why do
stuff. And then
you think?
they're blind. People
Why
can't
do
see
you
it.
think that there are so many more things you all get to see that are quite insane, but yet there are not a whole ton of them coming from SoCal, maybe NorCal, maybe because they're
Yeah,
not
it's
nearly as bombarded as this whole southern area. Like from LA on, it's like,
I
why
saw
do
it.
you want us to die? Like you are.
Yeah, they're definitely focusing on certain, but I mean, I was like,
So,
oh
and
my
we, by
gosh.
the way, we do provide a lot of produce in this area, and that's something to think
Well,
about
let's get
because
eating it. What kind of
California,
produce? Yeah.
California alone produces 50% of the produce in the nation. So 50% of your produce that's coming from here, like the citrus and the avocados and the
Yeah.
things that aren't corn and like tobacco or like major grain related, a lot of it comes from here. Sure, you're getting some stuff from Mexico and things along that line too, but that's because our soil is it's the same kind of thing. So we grow a lot of produce. And so they're heavily spraying our skies, like bombarding like crazy. So it's seeping right into all the stuff that gets, thrown out to the rest of the nation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you know, we stopped at my aunt's house, which again, my aunt lives 4 miles, and uncle lives 4 miles from Shannon. That was the only place I would have trusted to get it from because I didn't really see too much going on as far as the trailings go, in your town. And well,
Hmm.
my aunt's basically in your town. So when I took that produce home with me, I was like, thank God I didn't go any closer to
Right?
I mean,
Yep.
you could see. You could see. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean,
I feel like,
it's really everywhere. It's gonna.
see,
But
literally,
mentally, for me, I needed to know that. So
I feel like since I've been stuck here in this place all my life, God placed me in a place now, especially in raising my children, where it is like it is such a God-fearing, just conservative town, this little tiny little space that I really do feel like God is protecting so many of us here and just this little area from a lot of the bombardment that's just being hardcore spread. And I really do feel that. But I also live right on top of the San Andreas Fault. So, I mean,
Well, yeah, I think
yeah.
we're all going to be affected by most of this by now, but I think the Lord strategically places people like all of us and all of you here, all of the subscribers and people that's going through the motions like we are. I think you're placed exactly where you are strategically by the Lord, because He's got to spread us out far and wide to make sure that the area is covered, but He keeps us in a place that's safe enough for the time being. And when He says move and run for the hills, that's when we got to jump, run, stop, drop, and roll. Is how we were saying, Roxy. Run for the hills. But I mean, I really believe that we have to have, wherever we're placed, that little portion of us with our light shining brightly, because how else is anyone else ever going to find their way in this mess, especially if they're living in the cities and they're bombarded with the toxicities and the heavy metals and the mind control? Because I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing going on with most of these people. They're walking around like zombies. It's not normal human behavior. Even 15, 20 years ago, you never saw the absence, the blank looks on the face, that like they're soulless. There's no glimmer in their eyes. And some of them are just meat suits, in my opinion. And of course, we know opinions are a dime a dozen,
NPCs for
but
sure.
people are missing
NPCs for
that
sure.
spirit, right? It's crazy, but I mean, our job is to let our light shine. All of us and each of us, we all have a place and a part to play in this huge manipulated movie role that we didn't ask to be in, but we're needed in. So I say, let's all do it and continue to do it. And got to be strong and courageous and fearless. And remember, He knows the plans He has for us. So He didn't give us a spirit of fear. Let's remember that. So I don't spend much time running from things anymore. I never did. I was the opposite. I'm the one that would just walk face first into it, like double dog daring, out of just ignorance at one time. But now it's out of, I'm protected. And you're protected. If you belong to Jesus Christ, you're protected. And don't be dumb, of course, but be fearless and be strong and courageous. And I think that's, we keep that in our mind and know who's leading and guiding us and who we belong to. We're protected, because when I walk outside my house, let me tell you, there is always something out there in the sky waiting for me. Doesn't matter where I go, where it is, there's always something in that sky waiting, and video after video, and I'm thinking, what is going on?
It appears in your videos that the matrix is glitching.
Yeah. Well, I showed Roxy because I was like, there's a man in California that, spends time videoing these orbs that are surrounding aircraft, right? And he calls them tagged by dragons. And I've always said, they're not being tagged. They are not tagged by dragons. I understand why he could think that. I do get it. But I mean, I've been studying this for years.
We had him on our show, on the Supernatural show. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Is he in LA?
Yeah.
Area?
Yeah. He probably was. I talked to him too, and I tried to explain to him. But long story short, I understand where he's coming from. I do, but I have living proof. I have shown Roxy. They're not being tagged by dragons. These are projections, and these little orbs are projecting images, but there will be a glitch. They'll shift. They will break apart, and Roxy saw firsthand. I showed her while I was there. Like this helicopter, shaped it. It's a helicopter, it looks like, right? But then all of a sudden you'll see, and the human eye would never catch it. I just scrubbed my videos. I've known to ever since they started visiting or coming or being present, whatever they are, because I think there's a little bit of both going on. Actually, no, there is. But I did show her that, for instance, in this case, I showed her the black helicopter, and this little black object kind of shoots out of it, not into it. It's not tagging it. It shoots out of it. Well, when you slow it down and I screenshot it, it's the front half of that helicopter where the windows and the pilot and passenger would be sitting, and it shoots out and stops. It's like it breaks apart. So it's a projected image without a doubt. You can see that clearly. I don't know. What were your thoughts, Roxy, when I showed you that?
That's when I immediately went to the 3D fan and started trying to engineer
Yeah.
the orb object that is making this
Mhm.
projection, and me and Lisa think we figured it out that evening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I've known forever and a day. They're not being tagged. These are the projectors, and also these things will break apart. They can't. They when people, there's always a hard time catching a clear image of any of these UAPs, UFOs, ABCs, and 123s, whatever you want to call them, whether it's Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster, um, whatever it may be on the supernatural side, especially on the unidentified side. It's a rare commodity that you will see a very clear picture. Somewhat clear, yes, but I mean, you'll come to a point where they will blur you out. You will be videoing, and your phone will just be blurred out, which they're using a technology. They're sending a frequency back because they can detect frequency from your camera, knowing that you're capturing, and that's when they're beaming back, and you're seeing a blurred mess. But again, it's projection because they can't hold their shape for very long. This is one thing I've noticed. They'll break apart, lose their shape, kind of try to regroup and recollect and put themselves together, and it doesn't always work out. Sometimes
Here we
they
go,
get caught.
guys. I'm gonna show y'all. You see this fan that's on the screen? This is what you can buy for your child for their room. This is a
Yeah.
fan mounted up against a wall that will project three-dimensional objects.
Heck
See how small
no,
that is in his
girl.
hand? That's
Mm-mm.
mounted flat to a wall. Imagine that mounted to a drone and able to fly and create
Yeah.
any see it?
Dude, if I was really
The
little,
orbs.
that would terrify me. I'm like that. No.
I've been seeing it so long that I wouldn't know it any other way but normal now. But Roxy, I'm going to send you these photos of that helicopter so that you can show that too, how that looks or worked out, if you want to anyway. But I mean, to me, it's very obvious what is going on. And
You have to
again,
email it
who I
for me
was
to get it
married
up here.
to, I've already known. So, but hold on just a second, and I'll text those to you. Did I already text them to you? I don't think I did I? Here we go. I've got them
No,
right here.
email them if you can. It's hard to get them from my phone to the screen.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Let me do that. And then one that's supposedly a bird, but I mean, they can mimic anything. They can mimic birds. They can mimicry's real. But there are some of these things I will say that are. I'm going to send you all of these that are. In fact, I would say I call them the fallen. Many call them aliens. The fallen are not from here, so I guess they're alien, whatever you want to call them. But there's also technology that our government is very capable of and is most certainly utilizing. But just keep in mind also that they got that technology from who? The same people, the fallen. Sorry, I've got this squirrel trying to come around my neck right now. All right, I'm going to see if this goes through because I'm sending all of them at once. So, but I just sent them to you, Roxy. Hopefully they came through.
I'll check the email.
Get this baby squirrel right here.
But yeah, it being in California versus being here, it's kind of culture shock. It was definitely altitude shock. Oh, somebody's got to tell them about the cheese puffs.
Holy heck, that's how our bodies felt. Yeah, Shannon, you can tell them about that. That was oh wait, Shannon's gone. Wait, no, she's there.
Oh, I'm here. Yeah.
She knows. She saw it.
So again, I'm used to altitude difference, but again, when you're going up and down altitude in a fairly quick manner,
Yeah.
things are able to blow up a little bit. But I bought a bag of chips, Cheeto Puffs, because my mouth. Okay, look, it's not my favorite chips, but my mouth, I can't eat a whole lot of chips at this moment. So that was what my options were, and this thing. They were betting this whole time if it was going to explode as it kept up in the cabin. And then so we brought it back down as I took them, back to the airport. And I brought it up the next night and it went right back to where it was.
So they did actually blow back up? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We opened it that night, so it was okay. It didn't explode, but
Well, Lisa and I certainly felt like we were about to explode because
I feel like I was 5 months pregnant. I'm like, I'm gonna blow up, man. We're a hot air balloon. Somebody tie a rope to my ankle before I float off here. This was a bad deal.
like when every woman and some guys know everybody's got their fat pants, your fat jeans. Like if you're going out to eat this big old meal, this is the jeans you're wearing. Like our third day there, we were in our fat clothes, and it was not because we were eating. It was
No, it
just
was because we're gonna blow up.
like every part of our body, our knuckles, our knees, our ankles, like everything just kind of swelled up and got puffy.
Right.
And we were at like 5,000 feet in elevation when me and Lisa are used to dead sea level all the time. And so we couldn't breathe. You had no oxygen to walk. It was
Just walking like
definitely
20 steps. I'm like, man, I'm out of shape. What's going on? It was hard. It was really hard. And then there's Shannon. She's like 20 miles ahead of us. We're like, wait for me. I'm coming.
we're not
She's
acclimated yet. Give us a minute.
it's so funny.
I'm
Usually
sure
I'm the slow one. So that was like, I'm so used to trying to keep up with everyone else that I'm like, okay, I'm hustling. So yeah, sorry.
No, we were huffing and puffing due to lack of availability of oxygen. All right, here we
It
go.
was
Here's the pictures.
hard to breathe, without a doubt. I am not lying. Oh, they did come through. Good deal. That's considered a bird, but I mean, this thing shifted into something else multiple times. Oops. Not very big though, for some reason.
It's the
How do you make that?
background that we're using.
There's a way to wait. Hold on. This is how you go. There, wait, right there, right?
Yeah.
Helped a little, but not much. But yeah. But you can tell, like, this is just the bird. Keep in mind, helicopter can turn to bird, it can turn to anything, but this thing shifted multiple times. It's just nuts. And these things were flying through the air past this supposable bird. I mean, I got it on video. These are just screen captures that I got, but there's the helicopter where it breaks apart and loses its shape, and the front of the helicopter is right there.
That was the glitch in the matrix. Because the previous frame on the video, y'all, shows a whole intact, complete
Yeah, I
helicopter.
need to send that to you. I gotta
And it
figure out.
appears as though something is shooting out, but then we figured out no, there's just a glitch in the matrix. It split there for a second for some
It does
reason.
look like it's being tagged per se, but it's not. These little black dots, it's hard to see because that's really small in there, but they are flying around up there so fast that the human eye I scrubbed the videos just to see them, but I'm gonna try to send you a portion of the video if I can get it here. Show the helicopter all as one. Those were just screenshots I took while I was there, but I got to remember. I did save them under something here. I'm just got to try to find those again. But they're just coming tagged. They're coming. They're projected. They're projected. I'm telling you. And I think a lot of it is nanotechnology, nanoswarms. Obviously with me having Morgellons, which supposedly does not exist, but I'm just not even calling it. It's like they know what they're doing. But nanotechnology is real. It self-assembles inside one's body. It self-assembles outside one's body. It's all around us. It's working for us all the time. We just don't realize it. A lot of the things we're seeing is graphene is very, very much capable of being programmed. Black goo, graphene, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, I've been studying this up close and personal for so many years. And like I said, I get the guy that says tagged by dragons. I do, because it looks like these things are coming around and, tagging this aircraft. But in fact, when you slow it way, way down and look at it again and again, you're seeing that they are actually fragments of the image trying to be held together. Like the Malaysia flight, I believe that's totally something different. I think these orbs are spinning round and round, just, as they were explaining with the quantum physics measure, that, they are completely putting that Malaysia aircraft into a whole nother realm for just a momentary second, I suppose. And then, you don't come back as a whole. And as we know with what was that? Was it the Montauk? Not the Montauk, where the ship with what is the name of that? Why it's like, right. I know what it is.
Experiment?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm like sitting here. I'm like, I know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the name. Drawing a blank. But yeah. So the guys come back in pieces and parts on the ship. When they were trying to make it disappear, and it did disappear momentarily. Is that's we're talking about the same thing, right? And it came back, and these men were
Yep.
screaming in pain,
Mhm.
and
And
he
Tesla
started on
helped.
Mars, right? So I believe
Tesla helped to create the
yes,
whole machine for it, but then he ended up trying to destroy it
yep,
because he
bad
knew
deal.
something was not good with it.
Yeah. Well, what gets me too. Now, keep in mind, there was recently a guy that said he was a time traveler, or people were calling him a time traveler. I think it was all over YouTube, but not even like a month ago. And what the guy was trying to explain is that he didn't actually time travel. Nobody could find him, but he said he was there the entire time. He was just not capable of being seen due to the frequency that he was on, that he never left. He was able to go and leave a note in this other house in a whole nother state inside these people's wall. And he said he could see everyone, but they couldn't see him. It was like he existed all by himself in a world that was existing around him, but he wasn't part of it anymore. But he never traveled in time at all. But he thought he was practicing in his garage forever. And he finally got the nerve to walk on through. He started with a mouse doing it and some other things. He went on through it, and he was still visible, but everyone thought nobody knew where he went. Long story short, some of them said, well, he was time traveling, but he didn't time travel. Change the frequency band of what one is structured to be on their existing level, structured to be existing on. And I imagine that that's what you would, what would result. And that is quantum physics, in a way that we never understood, but it's very doable, apparently, and obviously. So, how many realms are there around us? Depends on what station you tune into, I suppose, right? It's probably many.
Mm-hmm.
Probably many, many, many. Sorry,
And
this
I
little
think
guy's.
they're visible spectrums that we can't see with our own vision, and sometimes other colors, other
Mm-hmm.
substances, and other frequencies. Some people may access some of those dimensions.
I guarantee you, people are capable of doing it. And our government's one of them. Oh, and by the way, we had is it and Sarah Byans? I don't know if I'm saying that right. She's like, have you listened to Harold Couts? Very much. I know Harold. Very much listened to all of his stuff, and he's a very smart man. If he could just put God into that equation, he'd be spot on. He would be spot on. He's very, very smart, intelligent man, German man that can tell you all about quantum physics and how a lot of this nanotech and your obviously your graphene and your programming of that. There's a lot around us that they have purposely kept us in the dark on, and why wouldn't they? You know, ignorance is bliss, I guess, or is it? My sister's always like, I don't want to know, ignorance is bliss. And I'm like, well, you're going to wish you wouldn't have said that one of these days, because men's hearts will be failing from fear. And I don't think it's joking. I'm just saying. So thank
And
God that we're
that caused
aware.
something to cross my mind. I need everybody out there in our regular audience. I need y'all to say a prayer for Brother Clayton. He's not feeling well, and we need the power of prayer to help him heal, get back on his feet. Please,
Yes, for
thank you.
sure.
You got it. Already done. Prayer closet
Done
time
deal.
set.
He's not in here today. I don't see him, but I
He
don't think
must
I've
not be
talked to him
feeling.
today. Sorry, I was reading the
Mike
comments.
Smith, that he cloaked as well. Yeah, me too. He was saying watch planes disappear. I think they cloak themselves in the clouds a lot. I've got lots of videos I've shown Roxy and Shannon as well of the clouds from the top side. We're looking at the underside of them from the top side. There's a mechanical engineering type structure mimics a cloud. I don't know any other way to explain it, but you ladies know. I showed you all recently. There's something else going on, especially from the top side. You can see them. It's almost like a mechanical arm, and it looks like a machine, but it looks like a cloud. And it is quite literally cloud substance, whatever it might be contained within that cloud. And to another portion of this machine, this sounds insane even saying it. I'm sitting here like, Lisa, gosh. I mean, anything, all the stuff that sounds foolish, but we know it's possible. But I've got lots of footage on that I've been watching too. And when you watch the International Space Station, a lot of times you will capture this, but it's not close enough. So you got to video it. I usually screen record it and then zoom in later, and you will be amazed what you're watching. Some of these clouds, some of them look like ships. I believe some of them are cloaking ships. And some of them are, I believe, self-assembled nanotechnology being utilized as a delivery mechanism of maybe a lot of the toxicities and heavy metals that we're experiencing. But I can also say I have been watching the aircraft that are supposedly in front of these trailings, Kimberly trailings. And a lot of times they are not piloted. And a lot of times they don't even look like bullets spinning round and round, which I have video, everything up. I mean, straight up, plain as day, can't deny it and can't say it's AI, because you can even ask AI. I'll say, no, this is a real video. So sometimes you have to wonder, and that's why these pilots are so mad. Nobody's going to do that. No, nobody's going to want to poison their whole family. That's right, unless you're not human. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. And again, if you have the ability to appear as an aircraft spraying, and you're not human and you're trying to control the human race, well, then it's all making all sorts of sense. So, it's actually more simple math than we realize, I think. And I can tell you 9 times out of 10, there is no pilot and there's no tail wing on these crafts. There's no identifying factors on the aircraft, and they shift way too much. And sometimes the Kimberly trail is moving and there is nothing in front, but yet out to the side of it, there's one of these bullets that look like a silver bullet just spinning through the sky beside it. So you tell me. I mean, there's way more going on than we understand. We're human. We're looking for logic. Really, logic makes sense to us. That's the only thing we know, is the logic we've been told or forced to memorize, I should say. But our world is absolutely much different in every way possible, I think, than any of us understand. And it's not even close to the range of understanding that we would like to lean towards. Did that make sense? A lot I said.
Oh
there,
yeah,
but
there's a lot of things going on, and I think the technology that our government and our country and other countries have is way, way, way far surpassed of anything we could even imagine. I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking Star Trek, Star Wars kind of stuff that we have no idea about. I personally believe, after some research that I done, and I don't know, I had to kind of climb out of that rabbit hole because I was getting twisted up in it and couldn't get out.
Yeah.
It was teleportation. Like, beam me up, Scotty.
Quantum physics.
They've been working on this stuff for a long time.
That is the only thing I was hoping would actually happen. And it's interesting because that thing you sent us today about that place in Kentucky and what was in those hieroglyphs stating that
I can't find anything to back that up either.
I can't, but just the whole thing, I was like, teleportation. They were teleported.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fallen are still here. We know that. Their offspring are still present as well. So when these people that are, saying, or some of us that were in those programs from an early age, we're not lying. And those that are taken, they're being, it doesn't have to be in the physical form. You're experiencing something very real, and it's on a whole different level of understanding, because you're very present in one spot and also the other. And that's why you're capable of, and everyone's story sounding identical, if not very, very close, because it's a real thing. And they are being taken by aliens, aka the fallen, those who were cast down from heaven, once standing at the right hand of God, the sons of God. And again, alive, present, and well here on earth, and the rulers and the leaders of the principalities of evil. So I don't know why we doubt it. And I don't know why our Christian friends that are not awake and aware doubt it, because we know it's been written. But yet there's that human side of us that's always going to search and dig deeply for that logic that makes sense to us, all coming from the same programming, because that's all we know. Think about it. All we know is what we memorized. We never learned it. We were memorized. Not a thing did we learn. We learned what somebody else told us. We never did the footwork. Well, now I'm doing lots of it. Talk about an endless rabbit hole run. It's endless, and it can hurt your head sometimes. But Ain't gonna
Yeah, and
stop.
there's sometimes you just gotta back
I
off from
can,
the rabbit hole because it'll burn you out. But
yeah, it does.
I've
It burn- yeah,
well, I went
we need.
back and when I time what they were looking at, like the science things that they were looking and testing, and you go back and look at the papers and stuff that you can find, the stuff they were working on
Mhm.
in World War II is really the stuff you're seeing and hearing about now. So that tells you you're 100 years behind time of what they're
More,
actually working on.
yeah, more than that for sure.
And
It's for sure. Yeah, it's crazy though
and it all depends
because
who's greasing whose pocket as to what of that tech gets let out. Why would Big Pharma not pay people to keep their mouth shut about med beds or natural cures or what frequency can do for you? Because if it takes a dollar out of
yeah,
their pocket, they would rather give it to some lobbyist to create some law to keep something classified. To not, they're not worried about helping humanity. They're worried about helping themselves.
I don't think they're paying anyone. Mind control is very real. Just look at how strange our families act. You know, once a loving family with many of us, especially with Morgellons, or I don't think Morgellons is a thing. Okay, I'll put it like that. But I think it's part of this big, huge thing, is what I believe. And I believe it's affecting where these are saying, you know, foreign object, get it out, and others are excreting it through urine or, you know, other measures, sweat, who knows. But the point is, I think that, you know, if you come from families and they're all acting the same, or when you become awake and aware, and all of a sudden the world thinks you're crazy, they do not relate to you, they cast you aside, you find yourself forgotten about, left behind, so to speak, no do anymore. You know, all those feelings of neglect and a lot of hurt, a series of unfortunate events that you're jolting. But these people are acting almost mean and hateful, like you don't exist. They mock you, they laugh, or they just completely ignore you like you're dead, where they never were like that before. That tells me a huge mind. I don't believe in coincidence. That's too much. That's we're talking every person that goes through this. So that's a huge level of mind control at its finest, which is obviously, you know, real. And I don't think they have to pay anyone to keep their mouths shut because they're being controlled. But the problem becomes when that person hits that ground so hard, they're jolted into that awakening that makes them aware, that breaks those chains that have bound them all of their lives. And suddenly, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. You know, I was once blind, but now I see. You know that it is, and there's no coming back from that. And that's when fearing, talking, and that's when you start becoming loaded by shiny black and white vehicles or people on other small aircraft flying over Black Hawk helicopters. And it's here. Actually, all of those things have happened to me. But I mean, that's what the targeting comes from, because you're awake and you're aware, and they are not able to keep you contained and controlled anymore. So therefore, they're going to do everything to make sure you either get locked into an insane asylum. What do you think happened to the people in the 1800s? You know, insane. They weren't
They
insane. I
needed to
mean,
keep them quiet.
they're
They
doing
knew
this.
too much.
It's mind control at its finest, and it is literally a psychological, a psyop at its very finest. And that's what they've done for millennia. They did it back in the days of Christ, before that, and they're doing it again. They just get better and better, or maybe we get worse and worse. I don't know, because I believe
Well, there's
in
been
now. It's all the sense. That's what they're doing.
there's
What was
been
that?
several documented things lately explaining that people who consume alcohol are much easier to mind control than those that puff pass because they have issues with puffers of even getting a message in there like they're and it, like the whole Epstein Island thing. That
Our
was one thing that was forbidden from being on that island, and it
Yeah.
explained out that it was explicitly because it interrupts programming.
Yep, it connects those fractured brain fragments.
Yeah, causes you to remember. Sometimes you need to remember.
Whew, you know, it's just I know I've been a little quiet, but I wasn't gonna share this, but I kind of think I need to. I just literally right now found out, out of my curiosity. I've been going through some old jewelry, trying to get rid of stuff today.
Shannon, your mic is off.
That's
All of our
weird.
mics went off.
What? Okay, maybe
Lisa, your mic is muted.
I shouldn't say this.
That was really weird. What happened?
I have
Yeah, that was
no
crazy.
idea.
Hmm.
Oh wow. I was just when did it go off? When was the last thing you heard?
I heard that you found something out today that you were going through
Oh,
jewelry and it went
yeah.
mute.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I found the necklace that I was forced to wear all growing up because of my passing out condition. And I was kind of, remembering how traumatic that was. Like, it just kind of really messed up a lot of my childhood. I tried very hard to get my son to not have, and my children, just period, to not have to go through it. Long story short, I was all emotional. And so, I don't know, something told me to look up case studies on this. And I just found out that I'm one of 3 people that was the case studies to figure out this whole condition that has now become an epidemic amongst, young kids growing up now. Like, now it's nothing. Like, it's like
All of
I
these
know
strange
so
emerging
many kids
illnesses.
have it,
Yes.
but it just really kinda and, I found the case study paperwork, some of it, and I'm just going through it and just tripping out on what they had to say about me and my case. And I'm just like, how many programs do you have to be put in without even knowing? Like, I didn't know. I knew they put me in a hospital for testing for a week. Didn't tell me it was because it was like I'm some kind of big case study on it. That just kind of blew my mind. So, guys, you might want to just look up your name and things and see what studies have been done on you without your knowledge. Like, I could tell you, my mom and I had no clue, and I'm glad that my case helped, a lot of people understand that. But is that something you should be? I don't know. It just kind of blew me away right now. Yeah, so I thought I'd share. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
quiet.
There's a lot of those strange emerging illnesses that go with that too, and those that it's affecting. Because I think everyone's affected in more ways than they understand, but
Well,
stuff
they
keeps making
told me
me
I was
sad.
making it up.
Um,
I mean, they kept trying to tell me I
well, that's
was
what they're
making
gonna.
it up,
It's a psyop. They're gonna make you feel
right?
crazy, and they're gonna make you sound crazy to your loved ones. I've been there, going through it. I will continue to. But yeah, that's where we know better. But it hurts, and it does not feel good, and it is a hard. The battle's real. That struggle about it is super real. Let me tell you.
I'm just kind of
But
shaking right now. Like, I'm kind of like, just the shock of you look up, hey, how did you guys
yeah,
figure this out? You? Wait, what? Wait,
discernment is real, and we all have that discernment placed within us, and it's amazing. The stuff, eyes are open, and we see things just start like that, just start fitting together. It's a big, solid, huge puzzle, and it's massive puzzle at that. So the rabbit hole is endless, quite honestly. But I think the main thing that we all need to remember is here we are trying to solve this and figure this out. It is important, but I mean, most certain that we still are leading our brothers and sisters to Christ and shining that light and being a good example in any way possible that we can, because we're shining a lot of light on the negativity, trying to bring it to light because it's necessary. But we also got to remember to, lift up the Most High and just remember who's ultimately in control and who's got us in his arms and protects us so that it keeps us staying strong and fighting this good fight. Because the battle is already won now. For those that are helpless to fight it themselves, that we are we were been called upon to step into and kick some booty, I guess, so to speak. I mean, nothing
Amen
came with
to that.
instructions. We know that.
Amen to that. If anything, right now I'm ready to kick some booty.
I'm in
Let's
the
go.
fight, man. I always say that. I'm in the fight. We're in the
As
fight.
long
We've
as we
got
don't have
this.
to do it at 5,000 feet above sea level. Because we're gonna lose. Lisa and I cannot breathe there.
Oh,
Duly noted.
20 feet. I'm like, I am not that out. This is ridiculous. I'm like, just me, and I look at Roxy, and she's doing the same. Like, what is going on? And it wasn't really necessarily the elevation, because I mean, I go to Oregon, I go to Colorado. We've been at high elevations. Our first rodeo on Dim Dare Mountains, just go in Dim Dare Mountains.
Yeah, I've been in the
I'm telling
Blue
you.
Ridge Mountains
There was
many,
something
many a time,
else.
staying on top of King Mountain, and
It was
it
chemical
weren't like that.
reaction. It was very strange. That altitude should not really have. No, it would never have affected us like that. There was something else going
Now,
on.
the first
I'm
night
like,
we
okay,
got
what
there, we
else
had
was in there?
takeout food, and Lisa had one of those little clear cups with the pop-on lid with salsa in it. Me and Lisa got up the next morning to make our coffee, y'all, and the whole lid on that thing was puffed up like it was about to explode.
It was already spitting it out. It was about ready to blow off. It was crazy. I'm like, okay, well,
I've
if
never
the
seen
cheeto
no
bag
stuff like
looks
that
like
before. It
this,
wasn't normal.
yeah, I mean, it was above and beyond what altitude's gonna do. Let's put it. It was like a gaseous reaction, is what it looked like to me, like chemicals that weren't meshing somehow or creating enough friction to blow some stuff up. And thank goodness it wasn't our intestines, because that's what it felt like. I mean,
Yep.
no joke. It was crazy.
When we arrived, we almost blew up. Holy shenanigans, right?
Oh yeah, time we opened the door on the cabin, somebody had left the oven on and the pilot light wasn't lit. So
Oh
the
my
whole cabin was
gosh.
full of propane.
It would have
Shannon
taken
almost got
one
sick
flick of
and
the
fell
bait.
out.
Yeah.
Thank God the
Right.
power was off to the cabin, so we have to call. Lisa goes
It was
down and
scary.
finds breakers.
Thank you.
Day 2, we wake up
Dan-
covered in dog hair.
protection is the only reason we are alive. That's right, Daniel. That's really, yeah. Our Father's protection is the only reason we are even alive still. Because I should be dead. I don't know about you all, but I should be dead. That
should have been
propane
dead
should have
many
killed
times
us.
by now.
Many, many times. I think all of us, maybe a lot, the common grounds are near death experiences and rough times or series of unfortunate events. That's what I've always said. And I'm willing to bet we're all probably right there. One or the other, or all have happened to us. So, but we do have our Father's protection.
This world's tried to take me out several ways. I mean, I ain't
Right?
bragging. I don't want nothing coming at me. But
No.
I'm here
Yeah,
for a reason.
exactly. I don't know that I want to brag about that, but the truth is, Father called us and needs us, and He kept us alive. Because I should be dead. I know I should.
But you have to look at the people that He called last time. They were people from all walks of life that had a past, that had sin that they had asked for forgiveness for. They had not been straight and narrow. I mean, when you go to war, I was laying in my bed thinking about this last night. If you were going to war, if you're a commander of an army, and you had your choice of 20-year-old men, and you have to pick 10 out of a crowd. Well, 20 of them were, they wore sweater vest every day, and they just went to church every Sunday. They had never spoken a bad word. They had never had any harm betrayed on them. Or do you want the other crowd over there that's been through hell and high water and had each other's backs, and they ain't no quit in them? Because them other ones that have never seen adversity, they're going to quit time it gets hard. No, you're going to pick the people that have seen adversity after adversity after adversity and got up and brushed herself off and pulled their bootstraps tight and went back to kicking butt. And that's why He's called upon all of us.
That's exactly right. I mean, think about it. It makes sense. Sing it, Shannon. Sing it. She's got this song for everything.
That was definitely not. Yes, I have a song for everything, and I dance everywhere I go.
So pretty. Yes. She's such a happy girl. I love it. She just sings and dances, and I got that video of you getting out of the car, just dancing over. She's so cute. She's adorable. I just love her. And Roxy, they're both, you girls are just amazing. I am so blessed that God brought you into my life, and I'm very, very blessed.
We're
Kim
blessed to
Blanchard,
have
I
you.
go
You
see
joined
you
us on
too.
this trip.
Amen.
Daniel.
I feel the same way.
And
I
see,
think our Father
Lisa
is an
made my
amazing.
experience like so much greater because I had never been to some of these airports and Lisa had. So Lisa knew all the tricks, like where the smoking lounge was, where the bathroom was.
Hey, casino there. You want to do that? I got that. Yeah, no, yeah, that's because I fly way too much and have to travel for work way too much. But I have a little. I should have told you where you could sleep too on the airport if you had the long layover. I forgot about that.
Oh, I saw the
There are
mini
little
suites
cubby
at the
holes.
airport.
Oh no,
I
I
was
don't
sitting
pay
in
for
the
nothing like
smoking
that.
room.
I mean, there's little cubby holes that people don't think about. I should have told you that. Yeah,
From the
I'll go
time I
volunteer
woke
into one
up
of
at
those.
3 a.m. the day we left that cabin until yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock, I had not closed my eyes to sleep. I could not sleep on that long flight home.
I
It was
couldn't
so
either.
cold. I had my hoodie like drawstring. The only thing was my eyes and the end of my nose and my lips. I had my arms tucked inside of it. I looked like a little snowman over there. That was the coldest flight I've ever taken in my life for 6 hours.
I
It was
told you.
miserable.
Did you have a blanket? I told you it was going to be cold. I knew it. They usually have the
She said
blankets
they
up
didn't have
there.
any. She said they didn't have
You
any.
should have said, "Let me have your sweater." Then that's why I was. No, I'm just kidding. May I please have your sweater?
She
You
said
wouldn't
they
have said
didn't
that,
have any
but
because I'm telling you, that's one of the reasons I didn't sleep. I was
yeah.
on an aisle seat for 6 hours, wrapped up in my hoodie, going.
Yeah. So
Weren't no sleep coming in that.
was it? It was pretty full. The flight was. Your flight was
The
full.
whole
Was it?
they kept the lights off and the air conditioner on wide open, and it was like they gassed everybody in that plane. Like as soon as we took off, everybody went to sleep.
Well, it actually. Well, or no, you probably hit the mechanical clouds, digital clouds, what I call them. These clouds these days are. I don't even know that clouds ever were normal. I am just gonna put that out there. I know it sounds crazy, but what I learned never, because like come to find out, almost anything and everything is possible. So I don't doubt anything anymore. But those clouds could have a little something something when you hit that level. You know, you're in the atmospheric area of those breaking through those clouds. I'm just saying there's probably something in there that keeps someone asleep because I mean the whole world's asleep right now, so it makes a little sense to me. You can sleep in many ways, I suppose. But you didn't go. You are wide awake. That's why everyone else was sleeping. It makes sense
I
to
was
me. I
probably
don't know.
scared that I was going to wake up in a cryogenic chamber somewhere. It was so cold in that blooming airplane.
I can't stand it. I get super. I was cold too, but I couldn't
I'm
sleep
hot
either.
natured.
But
That was abnormally cold. Listen, I flew on a lot of airplanes in the past 7 days. Like
she did.
I've been I've been all over this country. I've been to
Coast to
California. I've been to
coast.
Las
You are
Vegas.
coast to
I've been to
coast.
Baltimore.
Well traveled now. You are a well traveled woman, let me tell you. Now you got a little
I'm good right here
traveling
on the
under your
East
belt.
Coast. I'm
Yep. She's
probably
like,
never going to
go
go
home.
all the way to the West Coast again unless Shannon needs something. Because
I'm
that was a
like,
lot of flying. You know we love you,
Well,
Shannon.
I can't believe my aunt lives so close to you, too. That is just bizarre. Like they're 4 miles, like less than 4 miles apart. It was mind blowing. I'll be back. I will be back, but just don't take me too high up because you will have to put a rope on my foot to keep me from floating away or something because there's something in there or mountains up there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we ain't going back up in them there hills.
No, that
I'll
part.
come out. I'll come out to you next time. That'll be. But
I'm a happy
this is
medium.
the hard part because I do feel like I finally got to really be with my family. You know, the ones that God brought to me, and
I
then you
felt
guys had to go away. And it sucks that you guys didn't feel very well, but I surely hope that
no, we were
I
good.
surely hope you still had fun and that you at least
The
felt
best.
my love.
Oh,
And
we
then I
did. We
made
had a
up.
ball.
I have never laughed so hard, Shannon. You were the highlight of it. You're dancing and happy and singing
Amen.
everywhere we went. It was totally, you were the highlight of it. It was amazing. You made it very special, and you greeted us with so much love and a sign that showed us so much love, and the glitter jacket, pink glitter jacket from head to toe, girl, tiara on and all. And she's out there holding it up and dancing around and beating people with her cane, which was hilarious. Just kidding. She didn't do that time. I just loved it. I think your soul and your spirit is beautiful, and you are a light that shines super brightly. And I
Absolutely.
can imagine not having you in it.
Sure, you guys felt loved and welcomed.
We did.
You know we did. We did. We were bloated, but that doesn't mean we didn't enjoy. We
I know,
did.
we had a
did very
fantastic
much.
time.
So it
And
was.
we even laughed about the bloating. Like Lisa and I got so miserable Wednesday night. We just laid in the cabin basically on the couches going, "Oh, I'm
couldn't
gonna
move.
die."
We couldn't move, and we're like, "Wish Felicia or leave the building." Just the bloating, be gone. It was like, I've never experienced anything like that. I swear it was
No,
like a
you would
chemical
literally
reaction.
be mid conversation and all of a sudden you would just burp. It was like uncontrollable.
Like,
So you see why we didn't do any lives, guys. It was
I'm telling you something else.
I felt so bad. I'm so used to it. I'm acclimated to it. I mean, even the area I live is like at 1,000, miles above sea level. So, I didn't even think about it. That wasn't even a thought in my mind.
It wasn't that. I'm telling you. Like I said, I've been to the Rockies. I grew up 30 miles from the Colorado border, from New Mexico. Like there was something different going on. It wasn't.
I've been to the mountains in Tennessee. I've been to mountains in North Carolina. I have never ever had even the groceries try to explode from altitude. That wasn't normal, Shannon. Because to begin with, like y'all got to understand, this is the first time that me, Lisa, and Shannon have ever seen each other face to face. And so, you're trying to be nice and polite and get to know each other. And me and Lisa both are like sitting in separate rooms in the same house, not telling the other one that we're like about to die from bloating. We could probably.
Did I do that? Oopsie poopsie.
My bad. By day 3, it was a free for all.
Girl, I'm like, you get what you get here. We were just like, you know what? Who cares? We don't care.
Who cares? It is what it is. We know each other now, and we know the real us.
There was no faking that. We were like helium balloons getting ready to
we know each other well now.
If I come out to you, I'm going to decompress even more because that might be scary. I'll be like nothing.
Oh no. I'm telling you, there was something, a chemical reaction. There was something being sprayed there
that my body's used to poison. I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
you know what? We're right. It may be
it's just up there. It was just in the mountains. I think it was like a chemical coming out. They would do mining there, and that's old mining shafts all through there. So it makes plenty of sense that there might be some sort of a chemical that's it's eating somehow, and it just happened to cross paths with ours.
Hopefully, it's not volcanic.
Well, we erupted eventually, but I mean, it was a loud burp. But eruptions are real, folks. You'll have that.
That was a very tense 6-hour flight from Las Vegas to Baltimore, let me tell you.
Right. And, Kim Blanchard might also have a point. The food might have also contributed to the whole thing. Because, again, you're not used to the poison I'm used to.
I travel all over for a living. I was just in Oregon. I was just in Idaho. I was in, no, it's not that. There was something in Dim Dare Mountains. I'm just saying. I can't say it enough. No, it wasn't the food. The food was fine. It was, I can eat anything.
A beautiful little restaurant on the Laguna Beach. We went and had lunch sitting right by the beach on Laguna Beach, which blowed my mind because we just walked out and sat on the sand and lit one up. Because like just the
Yeah.
fact of coming from a
California.
state where it's not legal, riding down the
Yeah.
road with it in my purse made me extremely nervous.
I just got secondhand smoke and I was nervous. I'm like, and high. I'm like, what's going on here?
Well,
Yeah.
as I'm leaving California, we kind of had the hot box in the
I'm like,
minivan.
I'm in the
And
back going,
when you go
woo.
through the TSA machine, it has a sniffer on it, which I do know now. I did not know then.
Scent
And me
detector.
and Lisa got pulled out of line and got the full on pat
She
down,
put the
take your
rubber
shoes
gloves on.
off.
I'm like, what's that for? I'm like, you ain't putting that down my pants. She did right down the back. And I'm like, what are you looking for? This is like
Smell-o-vision got us.
the scent detector, I'm saying. But I
Oh
thought it
well.
was hilarious, though. I went, and then they get Roxy and start frisking her. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, lesson learned, huh? You'll have that, I
Although
guess.
Walking
these
through the
are you
airport
did
with
college.
Roxy are unusual.
We laugh. I never laughed so hard in my life, though. I'm telling you, we had
I'm still
lots.
laughing about some of the silly stuff we did.
We had a good time. I really enjoyed it. I did, and I needed that super, super badly. I needed that because life is super serious everywhere else. It is, and pretty dumb when you're looking around going, "Wake up, please, for the love of my Lord, wake up!" And they're not.
Well, and that's the thing too, is no one is promised tomorrow, and sometimes you just gotta go and do things because it's up to you to live life.
YOLO, right? Daniel's a good point. And this is what I was saying too. Mountains can emit different, things and produce different energies as well as chemicals because mining will do that. And I agree. That's the way I was leaning, that there's something on that in particular mountain. In that case, it's maybe not always like that, but that's what I felt. It felt like a chemical reaction, something coming off the mountain, and our body's not being accustomed to it. We were reacting.
Well, and we also weren't
very,
being
very
bombarded by Wi-Fi when we were there either.
That's true. We were maybe herxing as well because we had no cell phone towers, which was awesome. But we could have been herxing on top of everything else. So there's a lot. But I know mountains have different energetic frequencies. We know that giants lived all throughout those mountains in particular. I think a lot of them, for that
Yeah,
matter. So it makes
yeah.
sense to me. I'm just
Our
saying. It makes
native our,
Daniel's
our
right.
Native American tribes here have
Yeah.
quite a bit of mythos surrounding these mountains here,
And
and that they were
Roxy and I were
beings.
on that topic. So, I mean, I grew up in New Mexico. I was the minority. I grew up with nothing but, Navajo, and also the Apache, where I grew up, and in mountain ranges, So, for instance, if someone were to come there, they might kind of get that same type of effect. But mountains were, I don't care what anyone says, they were either giants or they were ancient biblical trees. Well, not all of them, but I mean, it's very obvious that those areas and Shannon's, you could just see there's giants. They dropped right there. But I will say where we were, that was a tree without a doubt. You can look at the river, you can see the rock, you can see the wood grain in it. And I don't care if it's basalt and it's just too hard to be this or that. I don't agree with anything that those scientists say, because if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, it's a flipping duck, folks. It just is what it is, and the Bible don't lie. So, but yeah, sleeping giants. Oh, and Shannon, I need to ask you. My parents said that they ate at that El Mexicano restaurant when they were there with my aunt and uncle. Yeah, so they visited my aunt and uncle not too long ago, and they said that restaurant has some photos on the wall, which I didn't get to see, of sleeping
I
giants.
have pictures.
I want to see them. I didn't see them. My dad was
I
talking
will
about it. And
send
my
you.
dad, my sleeping dad that's not awake, brought it up. And I'm like, okay, maybe I've actually made a little bit of progress with him, because why did he bring up sleeping giants on the wall at that restaurant? So now I'm dying
I
to see
will
them.
send you the pictures that I'm pretty sure he's speaking of. So yeah, I'll
Thank
send them to
goodness.
you.
I want to, because for my dad to say something like that, you have no idea. He's given me the most grief of all for, just being awake. So I'm like,
What a blessing this gift has this trip has been. It's been such a gift to all of
yes,
us, and
it really
I I,
is.
I know we've been on here for about an hour and a half, and we've kept you all for a little bit here, and I trust me, we will continue to talk about this experience, and all of that. But I just wanted to say thank you to you ladies for spending the time and the money to come out to me. It meant the world
Oh
to
man,
me. And I just,
it was
I
worthless.
really do feel like I have true sisters. I was pretty much an only child. I do have a half brother, but he's a lot younger than me. Didn't really grow up with him. So I just wanted to say I love you and thank you so much for taking a chance and coming out to visit with me.
Oh
And
man,
I really hope that you guys get to meet more of my family when I come to visit you because I know you didn't get to meet them
I
much.
can't wait.
And thank you guys for your patience. I know we said we were going to have a lot of content and we surely meant to do it, but as you see, that wasn't God's plan. God's plan was for us to take time in sisterhood and in fellowship
Yes.
and do that, and I appreciate your patience with us not coming up on here that time, but we'll make up for it. We're gonna have a lot more stuff to come, and we do want to add in some fun skits because we are nerdy and it's kind of fun, and just bear with us. It'll have truth to it, but it'll
And
let us
and
be
we do
nerdy.
have pictures. We're gonna
I
get
gotta
a
go feed
photo
the
album
squirrel.
together.
So
And
just rescued this baby, so I gotta have to jump off, girls. Sorry, I got it's
all right, us two. Go
crazy.
ahead, Lisa. We're
Love you
out of here,
guys.
guys,
Love
and we
you.
will. Bye.
Mwah.
Love you.
All
Bye bye.
glory to the Most High.
Amen.
We'll be back
Amen.
Tuesday, guys. Y'all have a good Sunday evening. Say a prayer. Hug somebody close to you. Do something for a stranger. Be kind. Kindness spread. Kindness multiplies. We love you. We'll see you Tuesday.
Bye guys.